May it please, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Lordship, I beg to mention item number 2. My senior is not keeping well. He has gone for his treatment to Delhi, Lordship. Kindly fix this matter in the month of April.
You're there,
My
Mr.
lord, only thing is, my lord, today I am not objecting, but if this problem persists, then they will have to make some alternative arrangement, because my otherwise there is urgency in the matter. Stay order is operating. For the present, Lordship, I fix it in the first week of April, my lord.
First of all, April will not be.
Second week.
A prayer for adjournment of the hearing of this case has been made. On behalf of the appellant, on the ground that the briefing counsel is unwell and therefore unable to attend this court. Mr. K. N. Chaudhary, senior counsel for the respondent, is present and does not oppose the prayer. Mr. P. however, has requested for fixing an early date of hearing in this case. First, having heard the submissions of both sides, hearing of this appeal stands adjourned to 27th of April 2023. Registered to list this case is a fixed item for hearing on 27/4/2023. Yes,
Deeply obliged.
yes.
For admission.
Malad, there is another matter filed by the High Court, Malad. That has not been admitted till now. If that can be also admitted and. Huh?
It can be admitted and tagged, my lord.
Same order, if Malad can be passed as fast as the other order.
Since the stay order is already there in the other case, no further stay order is required.
That's the parity.
In item 1, you write
70.
Mr. U.K. Nair, senior counsel appearing for the appellants, also heard Mr. K. N. Chaudhary, assisted by Mr. J. Mr. U.K. Nair, who is assisting?
Malad, Mr. A. Chakraborty.
Assisted by Mr. Sansa appearing for the appellant. Also have Mr. K. N. Chaudhary, learned senior counsel, assisted by Mr. J. Patwari, learned counsel appearing for the respondents on the strength of a caveat. First up, it is submitted at the bar that another appeal arising out of the same judgment being numbered as W5/2023 has already been admitted and is pending disposal before this court. In view of the above, admit this writ appeal. Since the parties are already represented, no further notice is required to be sent in this case. Register to list this along with item 2 on 27/4/2023 as fixed item for hearing.
And the interim order, Malad, the other order will cover here also.
It's already there.
Already there.
All right.
2020 matter, my lord, non-payment of arrear salary. And person is a bad reason also, my lord. On 22nd.
Maybe I meant to mention for listing of a case mala for appointment I'm going to do worker money. Maybe come on Friday, man.
Not 2 p.m. today.
Friday, man.
Next week. Next Friday. Yes.
Make legal also. My lord, we have filed a petition yesterday. My lord, the petitioners are working as assistant professor in engineering colleges on contextual basis. They are not sought to be ousted. Can we take it a witness of this pattern?
All right.
Maybe, my lord, I have filed this writ petition today, my lord, challenging the constitution of a departmental promotional committee, my lord. The interview is scheduled to be held on Friday, my lord. So can it be taken up tomorrow, my lord?
Friday. We'll see. If you succeed, we'll pass an order. We'll protect your interest Friday.
Lordship, pray for listing this matter for admission, Lordship, of coming Friday or next Monday, Lordship.
What is the matter?
Non-providing of reverse grade pay, Lordship.
Oh, that after Bihu. Put a date after Bihu.
No, Lordship, it was last listed on 15th of February. That day it was not reached. So, Lordship,
We'll take it
on
accordingly.
next Friday, Lordship.
Not possible. You after 2 weeks you put a date. After 2 weeks.
No, please, Your Lordship. Lordship, I am praying for listing of a case for in motion, my lord. We have filed the case on 15/2/2023 till date. It has
What is the urgency?
My lord, the petitioner is a freedom fighter, my lord.
So it will come in due course.
My lord, we have filed 15/2.
All right. It will
So
come in
many
due
days.
course. Freedom fighter, a long time back. We got freedom 75 years back. You can wait for another 1 week. Yes, next matter, please.
May I please, Lordship, I pray for listing of matter motion, Lordship, on Friday. Matter pertains to,
You can have it next week. Yes, next week,
May-
Monday, next Monday.
we have challenged the advertisement for appointment of in the post of Patwari or Mandal in the district of Hailakandi. Petitioners are additional Patwaris, Lordship. In any time, examination can be held, Lordship, on Friday only.
Monday.
May pleasure, Lordship. So I have to mention item number 6, my lord. The learned senior counsel has newly engaged in this case, my lord. So, my lord, it will become after 2 weeks, my lord. Yesterday, he have filed an wakalat, my lord.
You are for whom?
Petitioner, my lord.
On the prayer of learned counsel for the petitioner made with the consent of the other side, this matter stands adjourned for 2 weeks so as to enable him to engage as senior counsel. Yes. Mr. Matter accordingly. Yes.
May I please your lordship? I'd like to mention item number 28 with prior permission of the opposite counsel.
Hmm.
We seek adjournment.
Yes, what do you want?
We seek adjournment. May be listed after 2 weeks.
You are for the,
We are for the petitioner.
in the prayer of learned counsel for the petitioner made with the consent of the opposite party, this matter stands at hearing of this matter stands adjourned for 2 weeks. Yes. Yes.
Oblige your lordship.
May I please, your lordship? Also, I beg to mention for listing one WPC pertaining to non-payment of salaries, lordship. Kindly matter may take up on Monday, lordship. There is some,
Next Wednesday,
my lord, senior counsel KP Patel will lead this case.
next Wednesday.
May I please, your lordship? Lordship, I beg for listing a contempt case, lordship. First, this case was last posted on 7/11/2022. But it was to be listed within 4 weeks, lordship.
It will come, there are many cases like that. It will come, you wait for another 2 weeks and then come back.
Lordship,
You can make a, make a slip to the register. Otherwise, you come back later.
May I please, your lordship? My lord, in item number, my lord, 131 of hearing list, my lord.
Hmm.
I have filed one IA, my lord, in this matter, my lord. So I am praying, my lord, this IA 607/2023 may be listed, my lord. In the,
Yes. What is the IA about?
regarding, my lord, early hearing.
It is already in hearing.
My lord, in the hearing list,
This bench is only 1 to 65. You make a mention before the other bench.
oblige.
List promotion, I can 1 and 2.
Your lordship may kindly take up item number 2 first.
There is direction to take instruction, my lord. In item number 1, there is a direction to take instruction, my lord.
Yes, what is the instruction?
As per instruction, my lord, after 6 months, my lord, 75% may be considered, my lord. And my lord, there is also the apex judgment of the apex court also, my lord, in one case, my lord. And initial, my lord, from 6 months, my lord, it was paid, my lord, 50%. After 6 months, 75%, my lord, it was paid, my lord.
When he was placed on suspension with effect from 1/11.
111, my lord.
6 months is not yet closed.
Not yet, not yet.
No, 6 months has elapsed, 3 months plus 3 months. So, but the thing is,
6 months from 1/11 is left.
no, your lordship, 3 months. Your lordship.
That's what he said.
Paper.
What do you have to say on that?
Your lordship, with regards to the 75% issue, I'll come to that later on. If your lordship may kindly take up item number 2 first, because pleadings are otherwise complete in that matter.
Well, I did most of the time, I'm not prepared for the this hearing, my lord.
No, I'm taking up the
Yes.
item number 2.
Yes.
It was actually fixed up for admission hearing. Since this matter, this item number 1 was filed subsequent to the illegal extension order. Because as I showed your lordship on last occasion, this matter is otherwise covered by the judgment of Honorable Supreme Court in Deepak Malik case. I supplied a copy on last occasion, but I found that in the record that particular judgment is missing. So, your lordship, I would like to again place the judgment, paragraph number 11.
Deepak Mali says every 3 months it has to be reviewed.
Yes, and also it has to be reviewed before the expiry of 90 days. But that was not done in my case.
So has the suspension order been reviewed?
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
It has been reviewed?
Yes, my lord. It is
And
90,
then-
within 90 days, my lord. As per, it was, my lord, they received the, my lord, the order was issued, my lord, on first of November, my lord, and it was handed over to 7/11, my lord. 7/11, the concerned officer, he was on leave, my lord, and from 7, my lord, within 90 days, the review was made. My lord.
The suspension order was with immediate effect. That is the issue. Your Lordship.
Only
Because
communication, my lord, communication part, my lord, is there.
no,
So he is treated to be in suspension with effect from 1/11 or 7/11?
one.
Sevens, March.
Huh?
My lord,
So you file a short affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Let him file an
He
affidavit.
can file, but in item number 1, item number 2, I'm challenging the original suspension order.
Hmm.
Because actually that whole suspension order, as they have actually reflected in their own affidavit itself, is totally colored with bias and malafide. Because I would like to take your.
All right, final hearing today.
Yes, your Lordship.
my
He
lord,
is
I-
not ready.
Yes, my lord.
Mr. D. Boral, Learned Counsel for the petitioner, item 1. Also heard Mr. S. K. Medhi, Learned CGC, appearing for the respondent, who has obtained instructions in terms of the order dated 28 to 2023 and submits that the petitioner will be permitted to draw 75% of his pay as subsistence allowance after the expiry of 6 months with effect from the date of
This
subsistence.
is 180 days, my lord.
180 days
yes.
from the date of his suspension. Full stop. Insofar as the allegation regarding non-review of the order of suspension by the authorities, Mr. Medhi submits that the order of suspension was reviewed before the expiry of 90 days and thereafter the same was extended. Therefore, the legal requirement in this case has also been complied with. Full stop. The aforesaid oral submission of Mr. Medhi would have to be backed by an affidavit so as to enable the court to accept the same. As such, and on the request of Mr. S. K. Medhi and his CGC, this matter is directed to be posted again on 10th of April 2023, along with item
Yes.
item 2. The respondent shall place those facts in an affidavit to be filed on or before 5th of April 2023.
Your Lordship, there was another interim prayer because the petitioner, he is put under suspension. Citing rule 55 of the FR 55, they are not allowing him to go on leave. The whole issue, he is now confined to his quarters and they are treating suspension as if it is a punishment. And he is not allowed to go on leave. So my humble prayer is that he may be allowed to go on leave because the thing is, he was suspended for an alleged act which
Has
happened.
he applied for leave?
Yes, I have annexed that
In the
rejection.
meantime, the authorities shall consider the application submitted by the petitioner seeking leave and pass a reasoned order in respect thereof. Full stop. The copy of the order be also placed on record along with the affidavit.
Yes.
Highly obliged.
No, my lord, in second item, the appeal is pending, my lord. Immediately they file requisition, my lord.
Appeal is a suspension.
Yes.
Mr.
5 and 6.
Mr. R. K. Talukdar, Learned Counsel is present for respond numbers 5 and 6 and Mr. Todi, A. Todi for respond number 7. There is an item 1, I will run over 2 to this.
Highly obliged.
Supplementary list orders taken item 30.
My lord, the government has filed an application for. The other day made a submission, my lord. If the lordship can, this is a matter is regarding, my lord, BRS, voluntary retirement, my lord. So if the lordship take up this
Application is filed by whom?
state, my lord, the respondent number 3, my lord.
So they are not present. We'll adjourn.
Respondent number 3.
Applicant is present, applicant's counsel. The applicant's counsel is not present when the matter is called up. Mr. M. Nath, Learned Senior.
Lordship, in this matter, Lordship, senior government advocate will address Lordship. He is in the leg of report number 1, Lordship.
And some other day.
Lordship. Pass, pass over this movement, Lordship.
Huh?
At this moment, can pass over this movement. Lordship, any date, Lordship. Some other date, Lordship.
My affidavit is also pending.
All right,
So,
Mr. J.K. Goswami, Learned Government Advocate Assam, appearing for the applicant seeks posting of this matter in the next week. Mr. P. Nayak, Learned, you
I'm appearing for finance department.
as Standing Council Finance Department also seeks some time to place on record
In the main case.
a short affidavit in the main case. Mr. M. Nath, Learned Senior Counsel, listed by Mr. A. Bhattacharya, is present on behalf of the read petitioner stroke respondent. Read petitioners stroke, one read petitioner.
One.
Read petitioner stroke respondent, number one. In view of the prayer made at the bar, this matter stands adjourned for 10 days. Interim order passed earlier to continue to date. Yes,
Lordship,
10 days.
date my lord, can be fixed my.
List after 10 days is a fixed item.
Lordship.
For admission, item 3.
Thank you, Your Worship. Lordship, may kindly look last order, Lordship, order 2
We've already communicated with department in Lordship. We have already communicated with department. We need some more time to go through.
You already,
We have already communicated with department and they need some more time, Your Lordship. In fact, they have filed an additional affidavit, Your Lordship, which might, Your Lordship taken up, which was filed on.
no, what is this compassionate appointment?
Compassion appointment. Lordship.
What is the issue here?
Lordship, some person, Lordship, I have given a list of.
No, what is the
Yes.
issue here? Not, I'm not
Yes,
asking
yes,
whether
yes.
you've given a list.
Issue is that, Lordship, does other candidate has been appointed, but this petition has been, Lordship. This application has not been.
No,
Lordship.
that can't be an issue.
Yes,
Other person appointed petitioner, not, I mean, what is the issue?
his father died, Lordship.
Hmm. Why he has not been appointed?
Yes, Lordship. His name has not been placed before the SLC.
Why?
No explanation has been given by the respondent.
DLC is recommended.
Lordship, may kindly see the page 25.
Page 25.
That is the second round of litigation, Lordship. As per earlier order, Lordship, this order has been passed. The last paragraph, Lordship, order.
This was passed in 2005.
Lordship,
Then why you have come to the court in 2020?
yes, Lordship. Lordship, the fact is that, Lordship, the all application, Lordship, in 1992, Lordship, all application kept pending, Lordship.
Hmm.
Altogether in the year 2015, Lordship, they have considered all those applications. But despite this order, Lordship, this petition then has not been placed before the SLC, Lordship. Subsequently, Lordship, when this petitioner came to know about all this person appointed, Lordship, Lordship, he find out this all the document, Lordship, and it has taken some time, Lordship.
Yes, Mr. Gogoi, what is your instruction?
Lordship, it can take up an extra page 37, Your Lordship. Page 37, Your Lordship, of the writ petition.
Yes, page 37.
Lordship, if I take to the this third paragraph, Your Lordship. The third paragraph. The committee took into consideration the records forwarded by the officer of PCCF, Assam government. These are prepared by the officer of PCCF on careful examination of original application. Additional information submitted by the applicant. In the process, the orders of the honorable courts and instruction of government thereon have been taken into account. This record includes complete list of applicant, that is 823. With all this included remark as to whether application was found complete or not, if it was received in time or not, and if the applicant was within prescribed age limit, Your Lordship. These were three grounds which are taken into consideration.
So when did the present petitioner filed application?
Present 2003, Your Lordship.
No, I'm on the date. 23/5/2003.
23/5/2003. Whereas his father died in 1997, Your Lordship.
Yes, but at that time, was there any circular that it has to be filed within
So
certain?
that time there was no circular. That is
Right.
time limit, Your Lordship.
Yes. Then what happened till today is the case has not been placed before the SLC.
That's his stand, and that's his stand. That his case is not been placed before the SLC, Your Lordship. So we have sought instruction, Your Lordship, that's not yet coming. But in fact, Your Lordship, if I make to the additional affidavit which they have filed at paragraph 2, Your Lordship.
Yes.
If I may read, Your Lordship.
Yes.
The reporter respectfully begs to state that he has also come to know that in some other cases, all the respondents had taken the plea that since more than 2 years has been passed, as such, it has lost its force, and thereby SLC rejected those applications. This honorable court decided that since the respondent itself has delayed in considering those applications, as such, those applicant cannot be faulted for the same. That only in respect of the present deponent, all stringent conditions have been applied. Therefore, the deponent humbly prays before your lordship to direct the respondent authority to reconsider his application on merit by following the same procedure as applied with respect to the other candidates. So, lordship, in this, in view of this, his case can be his case can be reconsidered, lordship.
Then you make that submission, we'll close it.
Lordship.
You make that submission, we'll record it and close it.
Yes, Your Lordship. Let him, let the SLC reconsider his case, Your Lordship. If we have been faulted upon, if the department is faulted upon, then we'll consider his case, Your Lordship.
All right, then I'll close it.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Heard Mr. J. Kalita, learned counsel appearing for the writ petitioner. I have also heard Mr. R. R. Gogoi, learned standing counsel, Forest Department, Assam, appearing for the respondent numbers.
For respondent numbers, Your Lordship. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the respondents.
1 to 4. Full stop. The father of the writ petitioner had died in harness on the father of the petitioner, late Jamiruddin Ahmed, was serving as a regular employee under the Forest Department, full stop. He died on harness. He died in harness on 23/1997. Since Jamiruddin Ahmed was the sole breadwinner of the family, the mother of the petitioner had submitted an application before the respondent number 4 with a prayer to appoint her in any grade 3 or grade 4 post in the department on compassionate ground. At that time, the petitioner was a minor. However, since no action was taken by the authorities to consider the application submitted by the petitioner's mother, on 23/5/2003, the petitioner, on attaining majority, had submitted a separate application seeking appointment on compassionate ground. Due to inaction on such application, the petitioner had approached this court by filing WPC number 158/2005, which was disposed of by this court by order dated 12/1/2005, with a direction upon the respondents to consider the case of the petitioner. Notwithstanding the same, thereafter you write. On 30/4/2005, the principal chief conservator of Forest Assam, that is the respondent number 2 herein, had passed an office order wherein it has been mentioned that the case of the petitioner for appointment on compassionate ground is under consideration by the government, and appropriate decision in the matter for appointment of the petitioner on compassionate ground. Is it the petitioner 34/2005?
Lordship.
Appropriate decision in case of the petitioner for appointment on compassionate ground will be taken when his turn comes on the basis of government approval. Full stop. The grievance of the petitioner is that although the application for appointment on compassionate ground made by several other similarly situated candidates have been duly considered and orders of appointment have been issued, no such exercise has been carried out in case of the petitioner. Full stop. As such, the petitioner was compelled to approach this court for the second time by filing the instant writ petition. Full stop. Mr. Kalita has invited the attention of this court to a series of orders passed by various by the different bench of this court, whereby directions were issued to consider the case of similarly situated candidates. Full stop. According to Mr. Kalita, the authorities never placed the application of the petitioner before the SLC, as a result of which there was no consideration of his application in accordance with law. Full stop. Responding to the above, Mr. R.R. Gogoi, Lanet Standing Council, Forest Department, Assam, has fairly submitted that when the petitioner had submitted his application, there was no circular laying down any time frame for submission and or consideration of application for appointment on compassionate ground. Full stop. Since the case of the petitioner was never placed before the SLC, hence he has fairly submitted that there would be some lapse on the part of the department in this regard. Full stop. Mr. Gogoi has therefore submitted that he would have no objection if this writ petition is disposed of with a direction upon the authorities to place the case of the petitioner before the SLC for being considered in accordance with law. Full stop. In view of the fair submission made by Mr. Gogoi and considering the grievance expressed by the petitioner, this writ petition is being disposed of with a direction upon the respondents to consider the case of consider the application of the petitioner for appointment on compassionate ground by following the due process established by law. The aforesaid exercise be carried out and completed as expeditiously as possible, but not later than 6 months from the date of this order. Writ petition stands closed.
Item 4.
May I please your lordship? Lordship, a department was supposed to file regarding the vacancy positions since 2015, lordship. They got the instruction and they were supposed to file affidavit.
You filed your affidavit.
Lordship, we received the instruction, but need 1 week time for filing affidavit. Consent of others
That you have been
also.
saying since last 1 month, you have received instruction. This is recorded.
1 week time, ma'am.
Huh? All right, 2 weeks as last chance.
Lordship.
Heard Ms. Bibi Hussain, Learned Counsel for the petitioner. Also heard Ms. N. Bora, Learned Standing Counsel, Panchayat and Rural Development Department, Assam, who submits that although the instructions have been received, yet the affidavit is not yet ready. As such, Ms. Bora prays for 2 weeks further time as last chance to bring the affidavit on record. Prayer allowed. Mr. P. Nayak, Learned, you're there, SC Finance? Lieutenant SC Finance is present on behalf of respondent number 3. Full stop. On the request of Ms. Bora, this matter stands adjourned for 3 weeks so as to give one final opportunity to the department to file a fit. Mr. Bora.
Item 5.
Allow me to turn to the order passed on 12/12.
12/12.
12/12.
Yes, where is the select list?
Lordship, Lordship, well, if it be 3 days time, Lordship, I will produce.
3 days time.
Lordship,
You could not do anything in 3 months. What will you do in 3 days?
3 days.
Huh?
I will submit.
Sufficient time has been given, my lord, that is all I
3
say.
days.
Mr. T. Srinivasan, learned counsel appearing for the petitioner has invited the attention of this court to the order dated 12/12/2022 passed in this proceeding to submit that the department has not yet produced the select list as called for by this court. Mr. J.K. Goswami, learned government advocate Assam has prayed 1 week's time as last chance to produce the select list. You are for whom?
I am for respondent number 5.
Your name, please?
I am RS.
Mr. So-and-so is present on behalf of the respondent number 5. On the request of Mr. Goswami, 1 week's time is granted to the learned government advocate to produce the select list, failing which this court would consider directing personal appearance of the concerned official. Register to list this matter again after a week.
Right.
Item 7 and 8.
Yes, Mr. Khalil.
Yes, my lord, the petitioner has earlier approached this honorable court regarding, my lord, the appointment of an Anganwadi worker, my lord. The petitioner in item number 7 is working as the helper of the said center, my lord.
Who is for the respondent number 5?
The student have not appeared, my lord.
My lord, we have filed an affidavit in this case, my lord. Item number 6, I think, my lord, 5110.
Item number 6.
Yeah, item number.
Item number 6 is another matter.
No, another matter, my lord. Sorry.
My lord, may I refer to order dated 28/10?
Just a minute. So you are challenging the appointment of respondent number 5 as Anganwadi worker.
Yes, my lord. And,
On what ground are you challenging?
my lord, before that, may I refer?
No, before you have
Yes,
to answer
yes,
the court
yes,
question.
Yes,
That
my
is
lord,
how it is.
the petitioner had earlier approached this honorable court.
What ground are you challenging her appointment?
Ground, my lord, that my lord, she is not the highest marks obtained in the interview, my lord.
Hmm.
And the petitioner has obtained the highest mark in the interview, my lord. And as per the direction of this honorable court, it was directed that, my lord, for which, my lord, the order.
So where is the record of selection process, Mr.?
My lord, we have current affidavit, lordship, kindly see WPC 5110-2020 Wahida Begum Borbhuiyan. Lordship, kindly see. Here's a history, my lord. Meaning thereby, my lord, lordship, kindly see.
Where is the affidavit? I see
Yes,
the affidavit.
affidavit filed by the responsible director, my lord.
You filed in the other case.
No, my lord, 5110.
Yes.
There are two cases.
other-
You are appearing in which case?
Item number is 5110, my lord.
Item number 5110.
Both are analogous matter, my
My
lord.
lord, item number 8, my lord.
So affidavit is filed in 5110
Yes.
and he has filed a reply in 5836.
5836, we have not filed affidavit. Ultimately, my lord, the subject matter is same, my lord, they are contesting the one post. Our affidavit, lordship, kindly, I will clear it, my lord, lordship, kindly
Yes,
have
yes.
a look, my lord.
Yes, please.
Yes, my lord, paragraph, copy of the all comparative statements. Paragraph 4, my lord, and 5. With regard to the tender, the back to state that the once is Supriya Begum Borbhuiyan. The petitioner number, my lord, item number, my lord, Supriya Borbhuiyan 334/2021 secured highest percentage of 36.8.3% in our SSC examination. Supriya Borbhuiyan, my lord. However, as per report received from the district social welfare officer Kasar Bhai letter so the Srimati Supriya Borbhuiyan is an outsider for the concerned Anganwadi center as her residence falls under 34 number Natonpur Anganwadi center under Kalan ICDC project as per survey report. So she is out, my lord. She got highest mark. As such, she does not belong to the number 151 Ratanpur A Anganwadi Center, which has also been reported by the concerned supervisor. And paragraph 6, the deponent said that the circumstances suitable candidate, aforementioned circumstances next suitable candidates, namely Rosana Begum Borbhuiyan, she got 35.64 SSC examination. She is the second position. Has been selected and amongst the candidates in the competitive statement 2017, approval has been granted for Anganwadi. But she has what happened, my lord, ultimately during the course of my lord, argument and hearing in last course of my lord, court directed to obtain the admit card of the Rosana Begum. Ultimately found that Rosana Begum, she has crossed the age 44, second position, 44, 6 months. She is also out. Now, as per my lord, my humble submission for lordship, Wahida Begum, she is the third position. She is the local person.
But Wahida Begum is not even a party. She is the petitioner.
This one, Wahida Begum Borbhuiyan, 5510.
Then why is she before the court?
My lord, in the merit list, my lord, my lord, in my writ petition, my lord, in my lord, page number 24, annexure A, the merit list.
So he is saying your client is the eligible candidate in order of merit.
My lord.
Then what is your grievance here?
No, my lord, what happened, my lord, though I was at my merit list in first position, my lord, I was not appointed. Therefore, I have approached before this honorable court, my
So
lord.
now you appoint her then?
Yes,
You appoint her?
yes. Ultimately, Rosana out, Supriya out. The highest, first and second. The third is, she is a petitioner. So,
Supriya is outsider.
outsider one.
And Rosana is
Rosana has
overage.
crossed the age limit. And now the Wahida, she is within that less and having the within 44
Okay.
years.
So appoint her.
Yes,
We'll set
now-
aside the appointment of respondent number 6.
Yes, yes, my lord.
My lord.
That is the simple case, my lord. Otherwise, you know, earlier occasion, my lord, they are saying something, ultimately court directed me to obtain the admit card of Rosana. I got it. After calculation, I have found
So
that.
therefore, this writ petition, Supriya Begum Borbhuiyan,
Yes.
she is an outsider. That's what-
Outsider.
My lord, regarding this issue, my lord, may I refer one judgment and the notification, my lord. The notification said, my lord, of 31st August 2007, that a candidate for the post of worker and helper shall be women residing in the same village. And the honorable court held that it should be the revenue village, my lord. the revenue village and the Supriya is, my lord, within the village of the Nakanpur, where the Anganwadi center, my lord, is working.
So we'll ask them to once again verify.
Yes, my lord. My lord, in the advertisement, my lord, that is,
Where is the advertisement?
My lord is page number 20, my lord. In my repetition 5110, my lord.
Page number.
Annexus 7, my lord, page 20, my lord.
Page 21
Yes.
eligible. Page
My lord, here,
21.
my lord. Advertisement in head, my lord, there is functional area of the Anganwadi center, not within the, my lord, the village area.
Functional area means, my lord, a survey area, my lord. These areas are surveyed by the concerned officer.
And the petitioner in item number 7, she is not from the functional area, my lord. And my lord will find the eligibility criteria at page number 21, my lord.
D.
Page number 21, clause 1B.
So how do you decide local village and functional area?
My lord, for that I have in earlier submission, my lord, I have submitted a notification. It is in record, my lord. 21st July 2016, my lord.
Hmm.
And as per the notification, the functional area is, my lord, has been described, my lord. And if also in advertisement, my lord.
Yes.
And also, my lord, in advertisement, my lord, here a functional area is defined here, my lord, the surrounding, my lord. That is east.
So at the moment, has anybody been appointed?
Rosnara Begum was, her name was approved, my lord. Then I filed an IA, my lord, for stay of the operation of the order.
Hmm.
And this honorable court has stayed the operation of the order of the death.
So she has not been appointed.
My lord, as per my submission, my lord, there is an order of this honorable court, my lord, in my IA.
Oh, make a straight answer. She has been appointed or not?
Appointed, my lord, appointed.
I'm asking you, has she has been appointed? My submission, my understanding. Whether she is yes or no,
He has been appointed.
make
my
a
lord.
straight answer. She has been appointed. So her appointment has to be set aside if you have to
My
succeed.
lord.
All right.
My lord,
You scored higher mark, but you are outside the functional area.
my lord, I have referred, my lord, one judgment of the division bench and the, my lord, notification, my lord, kindly be considered.
This will not help you.
Though in the advertisement, it is mentioned by not the functional area, but in the guideline, may not, it is mentioned the village. So.
No, this 2007 notification is gone. New notification has come.
New notification 25 January 2019.
No, 21st July 2016.
16 also there, and at 2005 there is a direct recruitment. Here is a functional area is there. Lordship can see.
Where is it? Can you just,
25th January 2019 for
Okay.
direct recruitment.
can you please pass over?
Yes, Lordship. This is a functional area of Anganwadi center.
No, in this case, the advertisement itself says Revenue Village.
Yes, my lord.
There is no mention of Revenue Village here.
No, yes. It is
So
right.
how can this judgment be of any help to you? This judgment is on a different. All right, so that is it.
Yes,
You won't get any relief here. Revenue Village is not mentioned.
yes, that was the case of the petitioner. Otherwise, she had secured the highest mark.
Yes, it is outside.
That they're accepting.
And my lord, she is presently working as helper on this.
Let her continue as helper. We are on the Anganwadi worker.
Okay.
First up. Take down, heard Mr. M. Saloy, Learned Counsel for the writ petitioner in WPC number 5110/2022. Also heard Mr. M. Kadir, Learned Counsel for the petitioner in WPC number 5836 of 2021. Mr. T.C. Chutia, Learned Additional Senior Government Advocate Assam, has appeared for the official respondents in both these writ petitions. None is present on behalf of the private respondents. Full stop. The controversy involved in both these writ petitions pertain to the procedure of appointment and selection of Anganwadi worker for the AWC 151 Natanpur Anganwadi Center. Full stop. On 25/11/2016, the authorities had issued an advertisement for filling up the post of Anganwadi worker in the aforesaid AWC, pursuant whereto the writ petitioner, both the writ petitioners as well as the private respondents, same private respondent in both, is it?
Yes.
Both the writ petitioners as well as the both the writ petitioners along with the private respondent Roshanara Begum Borbia in WPC number 5836 of 2021 had participated. Be it mentioned herein that the petitioner in the WPC number 5836 of 2021 has been implemented as respondent number 6 in no, you're right. Be it mentioned herein that Srimati Roshanara Begum has been implemented as the private respondent in both the writ petitions. First up. Pursuant to the selection process, the name of the respondent number 6, that is Roshanara Begum, was recommended for appointment as Anganwadi worker, and accordingly, order of appointment was also issued in her favor. Full stop. Assailing the appointment of the respondent number 6 as Anganwadi worker, both these writ petitions have been filed. Full stop. The petitioners have claimed that they had scored higher marks than the private respondent in the interview process, and as such, the private respondent number 6 could not have been selected for appointment in the post of Anganwadi worker. Full stop. Responding to the averments made in the writ petition, the official respondents have filed a common affidavit covering both the writ petitions, wherein it has been mentioned that in the interview process, Srimati Supriya Begum Borbia, that is the
petitioner in repetition of 5836.
Petitioner in WPC number 5836 of 2021 had scored the highest mark, but since she was found to be non-resident of the local area village of the AWC, her case was not considered. Full stop. Insofar as the candidature of the private respondent, Srimati Roshanara Begum Borbhuya is concerned, she had scored the second highest mark, but on scrutiny of the records, it was found that she had crossed the age of 44 years as on 1st January
2016.
of the year 2016.
As
That
per
is the
protocol.
year in which the advertisement was issued. Full stop. As such, as per the terms of the advertisement, she was overaged. Full stop. The petitioner in WPC number 5110 public 2020, that is Wahida Begum Borbhuya, was the third highest scorer, and she also meets the eligibility requirement prescribed by the advertisement notice dated 25/11/2016. Full stop. According to Mr. Chukia, learned additional senior government advocate Assam, the writ petitioner in WPC number 5110/2020 is the rightful candidate who ought to be appointed as the Anganwadi worker in this case. Full stop. If the aforesaid stand is accepted, then obviously the appointment of the private respondent has to be set aside, and a writ of mandamus is required to be issued to appoint the petitioner in WPC number 5110 of 2020, that is Srimati Wahida Begum Borbhuya, as the Anganwadi worker. Full stop. However, the said submission has been opposed by Mr. Qadir, learned counsel for the petitioner in WPC number 5836 of 2021, to contend that his client is a local resident of the revenue village and therefore was erroneously held to be an outsider. In support of his above argument, Mr. Qadir has referred to and relied upon the order of the division bench passed in the case of Sabita Begum versus State of Assam and others, reported in 2018, bracket 1, bracket close, GLT 816, full stop. After going through the materials available on record, I find that on 21/7/2016, the government of Assam in the Social Welfare Department had issued a notification inter alia laying down the definition of functional area. No, you write like this. Where is the advertisement? On a careful scrutiny of the materials on record, I find that the advertisement notice dated 25/11/2016 lays down the eligibility criteria pertaining to the local area requirement, which is extracted herein below for ready reference. Page 21 of Pabo in WPC number 5110 of 2020. Double tick to double tick. 1B. Full stop. Full stop. Next. On 21/7/2016, the government of Assam in the Social Welfare Department had issued a circular which lays down the definition of functional area of Anganwadi Center, mini Anganwadi Center, which is reproduced herein below for ready reference. 1C, Roman 1 or Roman 2 over. So this is the circular. See Roman 1 and Roman 2. Full stop. The definition of functional area of Anganwadi Center as contained in the notification dated 21/7/2016 has further been reaffirmed and reiterated in the subsequent government notification dated 25/1/2019 issued on that behalf. First up, from the above, it is apparent that revenue village is not included in the definition of functional area for the Anganwadi Center. First up, the decision in the case of Sabita Begum was rendered by the division bench after considering the previous notification dated 31/8/2007. It appears that the decision rendered in the case of Savita Begum Supra was not rendered after considering the notifications dated 21/7/2016 and 25/1/2019, wherein the expression within quotes revenue village unquote have not been included. As such, the aforesaid decision relied upon by Mr. Qadir would be of no assistance to him in the facts of this case. First up, since there is no dispute about the fact that the two other candidates scoring higher marks than the petitioner in WPC number 5110 of 2022 or 2020 were found to be ineligible under the advertisement notice, and considering the fact that there is no wrangle at the bar, that the read petitioner Wahida Begum Borbia is the candidate who had not only scored the highest mark amongst the eligible candidates, but is also fit for appointment as Anganwadi worker. This court is of the unhesitant opinion that the read petition filed by her deserves to be allowed. Full stop. In the result, WPC number 5110 of 2020 succeeds and is hereby allowed. The appointment of the private respondent number 6 is hereby set aside. The authorities are directed to issue order of appointment in favor of petitioner Wahida Begum Borbia as expeditiously as possible, but not later than 60 days from the date of issuance of this order. In view of the determination made herein above, WPC number 5836 of 2021 stands answered and is accordingly disposed of.
Obliged.
Item 9.
May I please, Your Lordship? My lord, then order of promotion, not in this petition in this subject matter is under challenge. My lord. The ground which we have averred in the petition, my lord, the relevant recruitment rule, my lord, the relevant service rule has been violated. And my lord, as well as, my lord, when my lord, this petition was moved, my lord, before this honorable court, my lord, this honorable court directed the respondents, my lord, to produce the entire record and also to apprise this honorable court that basing on which service rule this promotion has been affected. Just for a moment, my lord, if I may be allowed to draw your lordship's kind attention to the impugn order, is at page 55, my lord.
Yes.
In pursuance of the government number dated 6/2/2020, Sri so-and-so, the senior assistant of this division is hereby promoted to the vacant post of the divisional head assistant against the original strength of this division in the pay band of rupees so-and-so with great pay of rupees so-and-so. My lord, he is not the most senior assistant in this division, my lord. I am the most senior assistant in the division. That's why, my lord, while this honorable court has gone through
and found that this letter, my lord, 6/2/2020, basing on which, my lord, this promotion has been affected, my lord, is also a part of the record. If my lord may be pleased to peruse this letter, my lord, it is also not clear,
Just a minute.
my lord.
The promotion is to the post of divisional head
Head
assistant
assistant, my lord.
in which organization?
My lord, it is the, my lord, the Territorial Road Division, Gormur, my lord, Majuli. PWD, my lord. Under the Public Works Department, PWD,
Hmm.
Majuli District Territorial Road Division.
So the cadre is district cadre,
My lord, my lord.
district cadre.
Yes, my lord. The
This
rule
is in the
says,
organization of,
my lord,
this is in the establishment
of
of,
the Public Works or Department, my lord.
that's not the answer to the question. Public Works Department of Chanmari.
No, my lord.
And
It
then
is,
give the answer which I'm asking.
my lord, I'm sorry, my lord. I
Yes,
not get-
cadre is of which establishment?
My lord, under the establishment of the Majuli Territorial Road Division, my lord.
Headed by,
Headed by the, my lord, Executive Engineer, my lord.
so these cadres are confined to the establishment of
My lord. My lord.
executive engineer.
My lord. That is the record.
All right. What is the criteria of promotion?
My lord, as per the rule says that amongst the most senior assistant, my lord, this seniority is the basic criteria, my lord, to give the effect of the.
Seniority is the
My
criteria.
lord.
That is found in which rule?
My lord, the rule, we have mentioned, my lord, in page 24, paragraph 19, my lord. That the, my lord, may be pleased to find at page 23, paragraph 19, I have stated, my lord, the Assam Public Works.
Mr. Bormia, I am just asking you which rule. You are saying where is it is,
My
where you have mentioned,
My
how beautifully you have mentioned. Tell me which is the rule. I am asking you that.
Public Works Directorate Ministerial Establishment Service Rule 2021.
All right.
My lord.
Copy of the rule is available?
My lord, yes, my lord.
Correct. Which provision of the rule is relevant?
My lord, the provision, my lord, rule 5,
Rule 5.
sub-rule 3, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Sub-rule 3 is superintendent.
My lord. My lord, actually what has happened, my lord, this, in this establishment, my lord, they are in the rule which they are relying, my lord. If the head assistant has not been mentioned, my lord, that's why, my lord, this honorable court, why the order dated, my lord, which I have just brought into your lordship.
So now what has happened? You are challenging his promotion.
Promotion, my lord, that I am the senior in the.
Where is your gradation list?
Lord, the gradation list also they have not prepared, but my lord may be
My
pleased
lord,
to find.
I have everything, my lord.
My lord, that's why, my lord, this honorable court wanted to know from the respondent, my lord, that which rule they have followed. Even, my lord, they cannot apprise this honorable court on the last occasion also, my lord.
All right. So you take your seat now.
My lord, my lord.
Yes. Which rule you have followed?
My lord, they did not specify the rule, but it's on the establishment. The private respondent was the senior most. The record reveals, my lord.
Mr. Dhar,
My
please
lord.
answer the question that is coming.
My lord.
Promotion is a creature of a rule. If you say you have not followed any rule, we'll close the matter and set it aside. You can't give promotion without rules. There is no question of granting promotion without rules. Which rules have you followed?
My lord, I have gone through the entire record, my lord. Nowhere, my lord, any rule is quoted here. But since the private respondent was senior to him, that in the establishment, that is why he has been given promotion. And in the gradation list given, he is the senior most.
Where is the gradation list?
Here, seniority list, my lord.
Is it on record?
Here, my lord.
No, have you filed affidavit bringing it in?
No, my lord, I have brought the whole record, my lord. No, not, I have to bring it on record, my lord.
You have to file it. If he wants to challenge it, he
My
can
lord.
challenge it.
My lord, I have
He is
received,
saying there is no gradation list. You say it is there in the record.
my lord,
That will be the
Similarly-
core of the controversy.
my lord, these two documents, my lord, or I can place it before your lordship for.
No, you can
for-
place, but then he says there is no.
Then I
gradation
have to
list.
bring it on record, my lord, swear affidavit, additional affidavit, my lord. My lord will grant me
Show it
time.
to him.
My lord. My-
Have a look at it. You say there is no gradation list. They
It is
say there is.
seniority
a
list, huh? It is seniority list.
No, my lord, this has been annexed in our petition also, my lord. It cannot be constituted. My lord, may kindly have a look.
Which page? Which
My
page?
lord, yes, my lord.
Page number?
My
What is the page number?
lord, I'm coming, my lord.
My lord, at page 62, my lord. Page 61 and 62, my lord.
No, not 62 is blank. This is different, this is different. We need to list, we don't have that. Mr. Bhuya, you please be prepared on what
No,
you
my
are
lord,
saying.
the letter which my learned senior friend is relying, my lord. No,
Give him a copy, give him a
My
copy.
lord, it's a list, my lord.
That list is not there in your wread petition.
My lord.
All right, then you prepare and come.
My lord.
We'll post it some other day. You file an affidavit and bring the gradation list. Heard Mr. A.R. Bhuya, learned counsel, acquiring for the writ petitioner. Also heard Mr. R. Dhar, learned standing counsel, PWD Assam, who submits that as per the gradation list published by the department, the private respondent is senior to the petitioner. And since the criteria for promotion is seniority, hence the respondent number 7 has been promoted to the post of
Respondent number 8, my lord.
respondent number 8 has been promoted to the post of divisional head assistant. Similar is the submission of Mr. A.K. Azad, learned counsel, appearing for the respondent number 8. Mr. A.R. Bhuya, on the other hand, submits that there is no gradation list ever published by the department, nor is the respondent number 8 senior to his client. First up, the aforesaid controversy cannot be resolved until and unless the department brings the gradation list on record by filing an affidavit. As such, this matter stands adjourned for 2 weeks so as to enable Mr. Dhar to file a short affidavit bringing the gradation list on record by indicating the date, time, and the procedure which has been followed by the department for publishing the same. You respond to the above.
Yes, my lord.
You challenge it and we'll see.
My lord.
Yes.
Obliged.
Item 1080.
My lord, in this series, my lord,
Hmm.
they're all employees of the Guwahati Municipal Corporation. My lord, they were all appointed pursuant to a selection process. But some were appointed on contractual, some were temporary, etc. Now, my lord, there was a decision taken by the, my lord, department, where minister also intervened, my lord. They, my lord, identified the number of posts which are required, and they took a decision to, my lord, regularize all the employees. In the first phase, my lord, about 500 Safai Karmacharis were, their services were regularized. And thereafter, my lord, a committee was constituted to scrutinize the service profile in the second phase. However, my lord, thereafter nothing materialized and it continued. And therefore, my lord, in these writ petitions, we have made a prayer for regularization of our services because there is already a scheme of the corporation department. That is the case. And the department has now, by now, I think they have taken at least 20 occasion time to file affidavit. That is how the matter stands. That is first date, my lord. After the first date, every time they have taken time to file affidavit. I think the records will reveal that.
The petitioners were appointed when?
But if your lordship would kindly take item number 16 for a moment, my lord. I think 16 to do. They were appointed in 2012, my lord. Sorry, 13. Advertisement was of 12. This 4964, one post of GI specialist, one post of capacity building and training coordinator, one post of town planning
So
specialist.
all appointments were pursuant to a selection process in 2013.
2013.
And then till date they
Till
are
that they are
working.
continuing.
So grievance is non-regularization.
Non-regular. In fact, my lord, if your lordship would kindly come to page number.
They are working
one-
against vacant posts,
Yes,
sanctioned posts.
yes, yes. Please come
Sanction-
to 159, my lord.
159.
Yes. This is a decision taken on 26th of January 21. But if your lordship would kindly come to the middle of that later, my lord, sentence starting with thereafter a detailed threadbare discussion, the lordship got it. Thereafter, after a detailed fair discussion, the following decisions are taken. In the staffing pattern 2706 posts were proposed. Out of this, 1099 of regular employees already working in Guwahati Municipal Corporation. It is decided to initiate the process for regularization of remaining 1607 number of posts as per staffing pattern. It is asked to complete the process within 15 days, that is 10th of February 21. Honorable Minister GD also directed Commissioner GMC that regularization be based on education qualification in a phased manner. Now, my lord, pursuant to this decision, at page, my lord, the 163, this 500, my lord, persons were regularized. At page 163 starts. It ends at 171. Then, my lord, towards the second phase, at page 172, this committee was constituted at page 172. In continuation to earlier order dated 28/1/21.
How many petitioners are there? How many?
My lord, in this particular petition, there are 3, my lord.
No, altogether in the bunch?
Around 100 plus.
Now, what is your stand, Mr. Nayak?
Lordship, in fact, very recently, Lordship, so far as I have been informed yesterday evening only, Lordship.
Regarding what?
A meeting of Mayor in Council took place very recently, Lordship. In that meeting, Lordship, a decision was taken to process regularization of 277 numbers of Mazdoor and 133 numbers other employees, Lordship. But as submitted by my learned colleague, Lordship, they are working against vacant sanction posts. That I cannot confirm right now because in the meeting itself, Lordship, authority has been directed to initiate promotion to the higher cadre so that in the resultant vacancies, these employees can be regularized. So I'm waiting for a detailed instruction.
My lord, in fact, we are aware of the decision which my learned friend has indicated. That is again based on an opinion of the law officer of the state that in view of Uma Devi, regularization is not possible. Well, I don't think Uma Devi has said.
How Uma Devi is applicable here? Uma Devi is in case of illegal appointments. Are these cases?
At that point, Lordship, at that point, that is why I am submitting my learned senior colleague as he is stating that they are working against sanctioned vacant posts. But here it does not reflect that he is also holding that minutes of the meeting of the Mayor in Council. There it is clearly written that they are initiating promotion.
My lord, we
so
cannot rely on that. If they file affidavit, we'll reply to that.
File an affidavit.
Lordship,
They should do it shortly, my lord. The law, enough time has been taken.
That is the issue, Lordship. I'm in fact, last 3-4 occasions I am praying, Lordship, but the detailed instruction is not coming.
This time, Platinum Jubilee will come to your rescue for 4 weeks. Do it. Heard Mr. K. N. Chaudhary, Learned Senior Counsel, assisted by Ms. R. Kakoti, Learned Counsel, appearing for the petitioners in this batch of read petitions. First of all, the case of the petitioners in a nutshell, in this batch of read petitions, in a nutshell, is that they were all appointed in various posts under the Guwahati Municipal Corporation on different dates during the year 2013, pursuant to a selection process based on an advertisement notice. First, according to Mr. Chaudhary, all the petitioners were appointed against sanctioned vacant posts.
Well, in case of corporation, it will be difficult to say that it is a sanctioned vacant post, but the fact that from that day till that they are continuing, my lord.
Against regular vacancies. But notwithstanding the fact that the petitioners have been serving continuously for more than 10 years at a stretch, no action has been initiated by the authorities to regularize their services. First up, Mr. P. Nayak, Learned SC GMC submits that the matter is under examination at the highest level and on verification of the claim of the petitioners, appropriate stand will be taken by the GMC authorities. First up, Mr. Nayak, however, prays for some more time to obtain instruction and file affidavit. First up, the controversy involved in this batch of writ petitions cannot be resolved in the absence of an affidavit filed by the respondents responding to the grievance expressed in these these petitions. As such, and on the request of Mr. Nayak, these matters are directed to be listed again on 8th of May 2023 as fixed items. The respondents to bring their stand on record by filing affidavits on or before 3rd May 2023 by serving advance copy upon the petitioner's counsel.
Well, there are status quo orders, the interim orders will continue.
Interim orders passed earlier to continue.
Well, out of this, there is one more writ petition is left out, WPC 4426 of 22.
Registered list WPC number
4426 of 2020, along with
along with
this
this
batch.
batch of writ petitions. Yes.
Deeply.
For hearing item 19, Rajat.
Well, in this case, my lord, this last occasion, my lord, the AG was made 30 days, my lord. So, my lord, may I pray, my lord, this matter may come on 23rd, my lord, this for. I will not.
So, Mr. Majumdar, you are appearing.
Madam,
He wants some time.
your lordship is on the last section said that he's.
We'll have it on 11th April then. Had Mr. D. Majumdar, Learned Senior Counsel, assisted by Mr. P. Nayak, Learned Counsel, appearing for the petitioner, petitioner stroke state of Assam. Mr. S. K. Medhi, Learned Counsel, representing the
Accountant General, my lord.
Accountant General Assam, has prayed for some time to prepare and argue the matter with a request to post this case for hearing again after 4 weeks. Mr. S. K. Ghosh, Learned Counsel, is present on behalf of
Respondent
respond number
1.
1. Full stop. In view of the request made by the Learned Counsel for the Accountant General Assam, hearing of this matter stands adjourned till, we'll have it on 20th, 20.
Of April, my lord.
April. Adjourned till 24, 2023. Registered to list this case accordingly. Yes.
Hello.
Item 20.
Can it be done on 25th, my lord, subject to,
Yes, 25th, yes.
is it Tuesday, my lord?
Yes, 25th, 25th,
The-
25th.
My-
25th.
my-
My lord, last occasion, my lord, asking about the judgment, recent judgment on the similar matter.
Hmm.
Judgment of the recent judgment of the question. I'm not so sure, my lord. Whether
This is what, CRPF battalion.
no, my case is, my lord, district project officer on disaster management.
Then how is this judgment relevant for you?
Illegal termination, my lord, without holding the inquiry, full-fledged inquiry.
Yes, suddenly show cause notice served and suddenly dismissed.
Lordship.
How can it be done?
Lordship, in terms of the agreement, Lordship, my lord, it has been done.
Which page? Which page?
Lordship, may I kindly see the agreement. Nineteen. 19, Lord.
Which clause of the agreement?
Lordship, 1, 2, 3, 4 lordships.
Clause 4.
Lordship. My lord, the duration of contract, lordship. May I read, lordship?
Yes.
Notwithstanding anything contains herein above, your service may be terminated at any time if you are found to be guilty any insubordination, intemperance, or other misconduct as per Assam Civil Service Appeal rules or any piece of non-performance. So, my lord, that whatever.
So he was guilty.
My lord, he was found guilty.
Who found him guilty?
My lord, that is, my lord, done by the, the deputy commissioner, my lord.
Cannot. That's why we'll set aside you issue a show cause notice if you are not satisfied with the answer.
Lordship, my
You
lord,
have
that,
to hold an inquiry under the
my lord,
discipline.
he is not an, my lord, that permanent job, my lord, that he is an employee. My lord, he was a contextual employee. That's why, my lord, as part of contract, my lord, his term is that, my lord, he has been terminated, giving 15 days notice, lordship. Earlier, my lord, he was given a warning. In my affidavit, I have, my lord, the annexed warning letter. Lordship, may I kindly.
No, Mr. Henrik, please understand the formulation here.
Lordship.
We'll go by law, is it not? Nothing else matters. So in his appointment letter, he's a contractual employee. There's no doubt about it.
Lordship.
But the contract is contained in his appointment, terms of his appointment.
Lordship.
There are a few things mentioned, which includes the fact that he will be entitled to leave. 15 days casual
15
leave,
days.
30 days earned leave, all these
My
things.
lord,
are there.
with the permission of the, my lord, that.
Correct, obviously.
Yes.
Casual leave, there is no requirement of permission. It's called intimation.
Yes.
CL is to be availed. There is no sanction of CL. It is to be availed. That is why it is called casual leave.
Yes.
If somebody doesn't understand it somewhere, we can't help it. Casual leave term is used for that purpose, that this is a leave which is to be availed. It's already inbuilt.
Lordship.
But if it is an earned leave, then that is a leave which the employee would have to earn by dint of the terms of his service. And therefore, there is a requirement of approval.
Lordship.
Now, in this case, you told the employee that he will be entitled to this leaves.
Lordship.
And you have also said
Lordship.
that the rules, including Assam Service and Discipline and Appeal rules, will be applicable to him.
Okay.
Now, let us take it that he was unauthorizedly absent from duty. Let us take it that.
Lordship.
So you have served a show cause notice on him, right? He has denied the allegation, or alternately, he has given an explanation
Lordship.
that these are the circumstances, my father fell ill, this, that, whatever. Now, this explanation could be acceptable, in which case the further proceeding has to be dropped, or it can be unacceptable to the disciplinary authority, right? But if it is unacceptable, then you have to serve him with a charge and put him to a disciplinary inquiry. If the charge is proved, you can throw him out. But you can't say that, all right, I'm the disciplinary authority, I am issuing a show cause, you give me a reply and I'll hold you guilty and throw out. That is not permissible under the rules. How could you have done that? That's the only question here. You could have discharged him without anything, but you have followed the rules. You have said that the rules are this,
But
and
rules-
halfway you change the course. How can you do that?
The rules, my lord, is the conduct of the misconduct, my lord, lordship, my lord, that the misconduct as per the, my lord, that Assam Service and Disciplinary Appeal Board. What was the misconduct?
Misconduct will have to be proved. Your opinion, ipse dixi of the disciplinary authority will never make misconduct. Misconduct has to be proved. That is the law. That is where he is urging the court to interfere. Why have you done all these things? You could have even said that you are discharged, take your 15 days pay. But you have initiated the process under the rules, and halfway through you have diverted it in a different direction. That is violative of somebody's right. You say that he is guilty. Oh, guilty, your personal opinion will not matter. You means the deputy commissioner. That is arbitrary. If he is guilty, then prove his guilt. Guilt has to be proved by some process established by law. It can't be the personal opinion of an officer. That is why all these safeguards. What has happened here is, you embarked on the process, knowing that this is the process, then you found it is difficult to establish it. So forget the process. Well, that is dangerous.
Even then, my lord, he was given warning to rectify his, my lord, the activities of the, my lord.
That is another matter. And we are not saying he is not guilty. He may be guilty.
Then lordship, I'll leave to
He
you.
may be guilty, but the point is, guilt, conviction, or whatever it is, it can't be the ipsy dixie of anyone. Particularly when you have announced it to him that this rule, set of rule will be applicable to you. Have a look at this, page 21. You will be covered by the Assam Civil Service Conduct Rules, Assam Civil Service Discipline and Appeal Rules. Have you seen it, page 21?
Lordship.
Now, if he is covered under that, how the rule permit you to do this, what you have done? You means I'm talking about the respondent.
Lordship, my lord, one judgment I have.
Judgment on what point?
My lord, there are a termination of, my lord, the contextual employee.
Contractual is not the point here. He may be contractual, he may be anything. But you have subjected him to the process under the rules.
Lordship.
And then halfway through you scuttled it.
What?
You say the rule will be applicable. You initiate the process under the rule. Then suddenly you say, sorry, we can't prove the charge. So it is almost like this, that you tell that if you are a criminal, you will be tried under the CRPC against charges of IPC. So you serve show cause or charge sheet, frame charge, and halfway through you say that, sorry, we will not go through a trial. We'll hang you directly. Why? Because you are a bad guy. Can it be done? Come back with the answer in 5
It was Pauline. That was already been, my lord, appointed some other person due to the proper selection. Lordship.
There is no stay order.
No stay.
Then what can be done?
Post is there, my lord. Available post is there.
Now file an affidavit. You should have got an interim order that the post will not be filled up. We can't pass an order which is not capable of implementation. Mr. Atia, you are on the verge of getting an order.
Post is there, my lord.
File an affidavit. Which post? Give the indication.
After filing appeal, my lord, I.
All right, nothing can be done. We are not going to pass orders in thin air. We'll say that reinstate him and then there is no post and then there is no compliance of the order, contempt case, that kind of things will not work out. You should have got an order from the court that the post held by him shall not be filled up. Now, if somebody else is appointed, how can they reinstate you?
We're not sure that somebody.
File an affidavit. If the facts are not correct, then there will be contempt against your client. Casual submissions will not work.
Yes.
That's all I'm trying
I
to
will
say.
submit if there is any vacant post anywhere.
Now you have to give which post is vacant.
Well,
We'll ask them if they agree, then you get the relief. Otherwise this will be academic exercise. Academic exercise. You have to fulfill the complete chain.
well,
Even subsequently, you could have filed an IA saying that keep the post vacant. Now today, I was about to dictate the judgment allowing the writ petition.
my lord,
4 years.
in my writ petition, my lord, I pray for interim order, my interim order not given, my lord. On their.
That is another matter, but then today what can be done? Your writ petition was dismissed that day then.
On what
These
ground,
matters, if you succeed, you will have to ask for a reinstatement. If the post is filled up, then how can you get a reinstatement?
I will submit a affidavit.
Submit, if you can establish that there is a vacant post here. Otherwise, we'll have to close the writ petition. There is nothing. Tell your client. Law will go as per law,
My lord.
not any
Recording
emotion or
statement
sentiment.
that- My lord, the recording statement that.
All right, heard Mr. Agyati and Learned Council appearing for the petitioner. Also heard Mr. J. Hendy. Learned Standing Council Revenue Department Assam appearing for the respond numbers
Respond number 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. Mr. J. K. Goswami, Learned Government Advocate Assam is appeared for respond number 4. After hearing arguments advanced by both the sides, while this court was about to dictate the judgment, Mr. Hendick, Learned SC Revenue has submitted that even if the writ petition is allowed and a direction to reinstate the writ petitioner is issued by this court, the vacancy arising after the termination of service of the petitioner had been filled up by appointing another candidate on regular basis 4 years back, and therefore such an order cannot be implemented at this stage. Full stop. I find from the scrutiny of the record that there is no interim order passed by this court protecting the interest of the petitioner in this writ petition. Under the circumstances, the submission made by Mr. Hendick cannot be brushed aside. Stop. In other words, unless it is established that there is a vacancy against which the petitioner can be accommodated in the event of his reinstatement, the consequential relief cannot be granted in the writ petition. Stop. Mr. Atia submits that he be granted 2 weeks' time to obtain instruction and file an affidavit, making an attempt to establish that vacancies are still available in the same establishment so as to accommodate the petitioner. Prayer allowed, let this matter be listed again after 4 weeks. In the meantime, the affidavit be filed by serving advance copy upon the respondent's counsel. You have to establish that, otherwise this will be a futile exercise.
Item 21.
Yes.
May it please your lordship, due to some personal difficulty, my senior could not prepare the case, lordship. Kindly pass over the matter for the day, lordship.
Mr. S. Kataki, Learned Counsel for the petitioner is present. A prayer for adjournment has been made on behalf of the respondents on the ground that the learned arguing counsel is unavailable.
P. Sharma, lordship.
Learned arguing counsel, Mr. P.
Oh,
Sharma,
No, Mr. T.J. Mahanta.
Mr. T.J. Mahanta
He is available, lordship, but.
is not in a
he couldn't-
position to argue the matter due to some personal reason. In view of the above, the hearing of this petition stands adjourned for 4 weeks, list accordingly. Yes.
Obliged, lordship.
Item 22.
I may prejudice, but I pray for time being, my lord, this matter.
You pray for?
Time being, my lord.
Pray for time being means?
Maybe
Civil service lacks in some matter.
What is this matter about?
It's a case of removal, madam, after holding a proceeding, madam. Several times listed, my lordship heard the matter twice also, my lord, for this reason.
Then, my lord, let my senior this third one.
Heard, my lord.
No, who is your senior?
Mr. Yukin, you will say.
Let him come, we'll see.
But can be taken at 2, my lord, at 2, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
Second half.
Yes.
At 2, my lord.
23 to 26.
Very good, lordship.
Hearing this, all the petitioners, my lord,
the lordship takes up 4271. Facts are identical in all the representations.
Who's the respondents council here?
Mr. PJ Fukom for University, Guwahati University. Last occasion, lordship will pay us 20th of February's order.
Is he Fukon? Then you have to invite him. He doesn't come.
20th of February, there was an order also to produce the record relating to the executive council.
So where is the record? He is not there.
My lord, I don't see him today since morning. That's a number. I'll try to contact him.
Invite him properly. He doesn't come.
But I'm praying for a Passover, my lord. This is regarding a termination from service of a police official, my lord. We are challenging the entire disciplinary proceedings finding. So my senior is on legs, my lord, in September.
Then you do it some other day because other matters. On the request of Mr. P. Where the warrant counsel to the petitioner, this matter is passed over for the day. List accordingly. Ms. N. D. Bora, learned government advocate Assam is present on the other state.
Item 29.
May I please your lordship? Lordship, this matter has been wrongly listed for hearing, lordship. We have filed an IA for seeking leave to declare the result, lordship.
It is submitted at the bar that this IA has been wrongly listed today for hearing. Register to verify and list the IA in the appropriate column in the next week. Yes.
Lordship on 23rd, lordship. 23rd,
23rd.
lordship.
Miss, your name, please?
P. Sharma,
Miss
lordship.
P. Sharma, praise for posting this matter again on 23rd of March 2023. Registry to do the needful.
Obliged, lordship.
Other two were two.
Item 22.
Lordship, my senior, he will be here after some minutes, lordship.
That this kind of things can be handled. If we start, I will finish it.
Lordship, I apologize, your lordship. My senior is also on legs. Your lord.
Who is your senior?
Mr. B. Chakraborty, your lordship.
Then we'll have it some other day.
Yes, your
On
lordship.
the prayer of learned counsel appearing for both the sides, this matter still adjourned for 2 weeks. Right, Lordship.
Item 23 to 26.
Meet with us. Like my.
Lord, I'll pray for 2 weeks time to produce the records. It's regarding contextual appointment. There was an advertisement in 2012. A 2013 amendment came and state government's approval is required for appointment. So there is some reasonable classification between two groups of persons. So records will be required. So
That exactly not the case, madam. The record was called for by the Honorable Court last day to ascertain, madam, because there was an advertisement issued in the 2012. And that advertisement was issued for a regular post. We participated in the recruitment process. The recruitment process continued. In the, we were selected in the written test. When we were called for the interview, they asked us to submit an undertaking accepting as a contractual employee. We accepted, we were appointed, we were given an assurance that initially due to that appointment will be a contractual appointment, and therefore we had given that undertaking. Though that undertaking is non-est in the eye of law, in terms of Bajranath Ganguly's case, that this is an unconsiderable agreement. Advertisement was for a regular recruitment. Subsequently, my lord, we were given an extension. We are still continuing. From the same advertisement,
some post has been given a confirmation. Now, the stand which has been taken by the university in this writ petition is that where during the pendency of the recruitment process, there was an amendment done by in the government in Guwahati University Act, which says any appointment to the teaching and non-teaching staff has to be done with the prior approval of the government. So the amendment is to the effect when there is an appointment to be done, approval has to be taken. But we were appointed. So for confirmation, no approval is required. Even for us, for the advertisement, there was a common advertisement, 2012 advertisement. For some category of posts, they have confirmed, even after there was an amendment. So this honorable court wanted to see that whether the executive council, but a decision has been taken by the executive council, because we are challenging the decision-making process. For some category of candidate, you have taken a different stand, and for some category, you have taken a different step. So this honorable court wanted to see from the minutes that what was the decision of the executive council, because after the amendment, they ought to have cancelled the advertisement, the recruitment process. Despite that amendment, they continued and they appointed us in a contractual wherein the advertisement was.
All right, I got your point. Why the records are not made available?
My lord, some time will be required, my lord.
No, that's all right. But have you asked for the record?
Yes, my lord.
Is there any communication? Show me.
My lord, verbal communication, my lord. Some copies have been given, my lord, but it's a piecemeal, my lord.
Let the register come with the records. Personally. We'll record that they are not responding to your request for record.
My lord, basically, my lord, it's regarding two groups, my lord. My lord, if your lordship comes to page 34, my lord, for a while, my lord, page 34. That will clarify the.
Page 34 of which writ petition?
Writ petition.
Which writ petition?
The first one, my lord,
427.
Riyazul Haq. 4271.
Yes, page 34.
Page 34. My lord, kindly see the table, my lord. Date of written examination, serial number 1, 5/1/2013. Now, next date, October 2013. Result of written examination. Then date of cancellation of computer proficiency test, November 2013. Date of computer proficiency test, 30/12/2015. And date of interview, 2016. All the four categories, my lord, 2016. Amendment came into force on 30 May 2013. That prior approval aspect of the government. Advertisement was of 2012. Two groups, my lord. One group, my lord, interview conducted, my lord, result declared, they were appointed. Now the second group, the writ petitioners are of second group, my lord, who were appointed in 2016. So there are two groups, my lord, that reasonable classification under, my lord, Article 14, my lord. And that negative equality aspect is also there, my lord. And that is why, my lord, records of the executive council will be required, my lord. So,
That's
my lord,
correct, but there is already an order to produce the records.
yes, my lord, some records are there, but my lord, some, at least 1 or 2 weeks, my lord. That will, my lord.
All right, but next date, if the record is not there and we'll then call the registered, what else can we do?
My lord.
Heard Mr. B. Kaushik, learned counsel for the petitioner appearing in this battle writ petition. Peruse the order dated 22/2023 passed by this court. In these petitions requiring the university authorities to produce the record of the selection process for perusal by this court, fixing today as the date of further proceeding. However, today when the matter is called up, Mr. P.J. Fukan, learned standing counsel, Guwahati University, submits that records are yet to be received. Full stop. The learned standing counsel therefore seeks posting of these matters again after 2 weeks, so as to enable him to produce the record. On the request of Mr. Fukan, this matter is directed to be posted again on 10th of April 2023, so as to give one more opportunity to the learned standing council to produce the records. Next date, if the record is not there, then we'll pass.
My lord.
If it is not inconvenient, 10 to 12, I will be there.
All right, then let it be. Let it be 19th of.
My lord, can it be on 26, my lord, instead of 19, my lord? 26 is a long. 26, no?
No, but you only shifted it.
My lord, prayed for 2 weeks time. Instead of 19, 26, only 1 week.
3rd April, yes.
I'm obliged. My lord, 5th April, my lord. 5th. Most obliged.
5th April, you will have other things to handle.
It is Wednesday.
Only that much, nothing else. You are not aware of anything.
Then 5th of yes, my lord. So that, my lord.
Oh,
6th of April, my lord, Thursday, my lord. That will be
That
better.
is even worse.
5th and 6th.
Ultimately, it will go to 26, Mr.
My lord, okay.
26. Kondi.
26, my lord, 26. Most obliged. Obliged.
There is one more item now, item 27 or something.
22 was there. 22 and this is.
The part 2, anybody is there for part 2?
Lord, item number 1 of the part 2 list, my lord, Mr. DK Mishra is leading the matter. There's been a death in his family. Let the item be there as item number 1, and my lord, once he comes back, it's an old matter, but once he comes back, he'll do it.